Welcome to another episode of The Vault, where me and Steve, we sit at the round table and we discuss the important things in life. Comic books.
All right, let's do it.
Alright. Well, I want to talk about the 80s.
All right, the 80s is a good decade for me.
That was one of my favorite decades for comics, right? It's funny how the comics that were so popular, like, that everybody wanted, are like quarter bin.
Yeah.
Like, it's boggles the mind. Like, I'll use DC as an example. The Legion of Superheroes. Believe it or not, when Keith Giffen was doing this series, oh my God, it was so good, so good. It was such a hot book. Like, you couldn't find that, right? You know, nobody was selling that. Everyone loved it. Now it just sits, right?
Well, didn't they have another, like they had Tales of the Titans, or Tales of the Legion of Superheroes as well?
Well, those are reprints of the, when they went to the Baxter format,
Yes.
and they restarted with a #1, but they kept, I think it was, they did it with Teen Titans too. They reprinted the Baxter editions 1 year after they came out, and at the time when the comic store closed, I couldn't get those comics and had to wait a year to get the reprints. Very disheartening. Another comic which was like on fire, like the most popular comic, that and the X-Men were the two most popular comics around. It's the New Teen Titans. Now nobody cares.
No.
All they want is the first issue, first Deathstroke, and first Nightwing, and that's it. Everything else, quarter bin, and like looking at some of these great comics, like I can't throw these in the quarter bin. I just don't keep.
Well, George Perez too.
Oh, amazing art,
Wonderful
great
art.
stories.
And didn't they do that? Was the Judas Contract?
Yeah, well, that's the first Nightwing.
Yeah,
right?
that was really good.
That was
That's
amazingly good, right?
That was amazing. That should have been a film.
Yeah. And the first Vigilante was an annual
Yes, that's
too.
right. Yeah, that's right.
You really look at that comic, it's so well done.
But nobody even knows who the Vigilante is now.
No, and nobody knows who this guy is. And he's was like the third most popular DC comic on the go. You'd say to people, you remember Warlord? And they're like, who?
Ooh.
And he's sort of like Conan, but not really like Conan. But it was Mike Grell's masterpiece. These comics are fantastic. Like, they're not reprinted.
Now, Warlord came out. It wasn't the first appearance in #1. Where?
First issue, special #8.
First issue, #8.
Yeah.
All right, and of course, I'm sure that's going for a song now today because the Warlord is still not that popular.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get it for $10.
Yeah. Okay. Order me in 2 copies because I really love it.
But yeah, that was their like kind of their version of Marvel Spotlight, where each issue, would be or Marvel Premiere or something, where #7 would be whatever, #8 was Warlord, #10 was like, there was no continuity. It was just
No, it was just stories. I think
just one-offs.
and really, instead of putting all these #1s, because I think the market right now is saturated with #1s.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's too many. Why not have a tryout book like Marvel Spotlight, like Marvel Premiere, and they've had a lot of great success with that over. I mean, look at all the wonderful characters that they put out. I mean,
Well,
Ghost
what I
Rider,
liked
Son of
about
Satan.
DC back in the 80s was Orion was actually a 16-page insert into an issue of Warlord.
Oh, really?
Same with Iraq, same with Captain Carrot, same with Night Force, Amethyst, right? And that's actually their first appearances before the #1s, right? I guess test marketing, or they're putting it in popular books so people will pick it up and go, oh, geez, this Orion guy looks cool, or, Amethyst. And I bought all that stuff.
Yeah. Amethyst is my birthstone.
Yeah. Captain Carrot, I mean, Captain Carrot was actually what got me into reading New Teen Titans. So I saw that in the newsstand, and I was like, this Captain Carrot looks fantastic. I gotta buy this comic. And when I read the Titans issue, I was like, oh, this is pretty good too, right? So I started collecting them, right? Yeah, memories.
Well.
And then How is it that the number 2 most popular character of the 80s is like just like a blip? I mean, the Thing. I mean, come on, he was the man. Like, I love the Thing.
No, the Thing was great. He was funny, and he had a heart of gold.
Well, Marvel 2-in-1 was great.
Marvel 2-in-1 was brilliant because he had the Pegasus Project.
Yeah.
And that went on for a long different times. Introduced Quasar, I believe.
Yeah. No, Quasar showed up in
Quasar showed
Captain
up
America.
before?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was in it. It was probably an early appearance, right?
Yeah, he had these
The
bands.
Sisters of Mercy, Wrestler Girls, that was their
Yes.
first appearances, right? Deathlock showed up. Wonder, or whatever.
Wonder, yes.
I think that was his first appearance.
That's what I was thinking about. Wonder, yes.
Because it was...
I wonder what became of him.
Didn't it start out like the first 3 issues were like done by George Perez and the second 3 were done by John Byrne?
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. How much talent you want in a 6-part comic series?
And those annuals were really good too. They fought Thanos.
Yeah, that was part 2 of that.
Part 2 of the Marvel team up.
From Avengers 7. But my favorite one, I think that's just a gorgeous piece of work. Gorgeous, right? But I think my favorite of all the annuals, well, no, I would actually really up there. But the annual 7, where he takes on the Champion. Remember, he came down to Earth. He's actually one of the guys who had an Infinity Stone on his forehead. He just didn't realize.
That was an Infinity Stone.
It was the Power Stone, right? And basically, he went from world to world, and he would go in the boxing ring and take on that world's mightiest mightiest warriors or whatever, right? And if they beat him, their world survived, and if not, that was it. And so he disqualified the Hulk because he was too much of a maniac. So no, this is not boxing, right? Namor was too good to fight, right? But like Colossus got in there, right? Sasquatch got in there, right? And he ended up with the Thing was the last person he fought, right? And he went toe to toe, round to round, like the Thing. He was down and out though, right?
Yeah.
And the Champion was like, well, I guess this is it for this world. And the Thing, crawling on the tarmac or whatever, in the boxing ring, beat to a pulp, right? He grabs him by the legs and no, it's not done yet.
Yeah.
And he looked at him and he appreciated his bravery and he spared Earth, right? The Thing saved the world, right? But I teared him off, It was a really good comic. Is that word on it? It should be worth thousands. It's such a good story, right?
But a lot of times stories don't matter. I mean, you see in today's comic book trends, I think art is so much more lauded than the writing.
A good story with good art, nothing better. Nothing better, right? That's why Teen Titans was so good, right? And I just found this guy kind of weird. Cops of Avenger, like, whatever happened to that guy?
I have no idea.
Hey, he looks pretty cool. yeah. Nobody knows. Lost of the times of the 80s.
Yeah, there's like a character that been there, done that, and left.
Yeah. And then, of course, the 80s gave us wacky stuff like Alf. I remember going to my local comic shop back in the mid-80s.
Yes.
And I had a reserve box. I had checked off all number 1s. Open it up. No Alf number 1. That's when comics were $1.25. Alf number 1 was on the wall for $5. I was not a happy camper.
No.
Not a happy camper. You know who you are. Read Again Bookstore. It's fine. You're out of business, so we can talk about you now.
$5 for Alf number 1.
Yeah, it's $4. It's 400%.
That's amazing. I mean, I really don't dig when you have a box and you're getting your comic book every week. And we had a recent example with The Walking Dead, the last issue, where comic book stores stiffed their regular readers.
Yeah, no, I never stiffed anything. Everyone got their copy.
But it's a short-term gain for long-term pain.
All right. Yeah.
Absolutely, because why would you go to a place that is going to do you dirty like that?
Oh, first week, people paying $40-50 for, got mad at that. And now you go online, it's like $15-20, right? Second print's going to come out, it'll be a $10 book then, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just the mania.
But
It's like the tulip mania in the European world.
store owners are more than glad to just
Take your money.
piss off everybody just for one hot copy. It's like, just give it to them. Get over it. You brought them in to sell. If you sell out, what else that's great. That's what I try to do, is sell out, right?
Yes, and you did, of course, in that one.
Yeah, well, that was no problem.
Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about, we're talking about various comic books and characters. I'd like to talk a bit about the genres. I mean, it used to be, back in the late 80s, or late 70s and early 80s, was horror was really big. I mean, certainly with Marvel, Tomb of Dracula, Werewolf by Night, The Monster of Frankenstein. I mean, the list goes on. And the DC had Ghosts, Unexpected, House of Secrets, House of Mystery. Whatever happened to that genre?
Same with the love stories. Same with the westerns. They're just superheroes dominated, I guess.
But look at all the characters that are the
Just
wonderful
been some
characters that came out.
horror, like there's horror around, using the small press or even in Vertigo and stuff. Love stories are. And westerns, not since Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex was wonderful.
And they've never gotten him right again since.
No, because he tried to sex him up, and
Yeah.
he's a dirty Confederate fella who made it through the grind.
Yeah, once he threw him into the future, it was a bad idea. Bad idea.
No, it didn't work out. But I'm thinking of, like, you had horror, like Tomb of Dracula gave us Blade.
Yep.
Right. Werewolf by Night gave us Moon Knight.
Yep.
So you have these genre comic books, but they're generating different ideas. They're generating different characters. And look at we just announced the Blade movie during Comic-Con this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen with Moon Knight one day.
No, Moon Knight, I think, is ripe for the taking, whether it's a television show or a film.
Yeah, because he's not impossible to do.
No, he's fairly easy to do.
Yeah, I would think. All right, well, that'll do it for another week.
Yeah.
But we do have our contest. We haven't forgotten. We are giving away this book. Nice Peter David, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trade. It is 18 issues or so. And all you have to do is, remember when Spider-Man first got the symbiote, right? The actual real symbiote spider suit, right?
That was in Secret Wars.
Yeah. Now, he only wore that for about 6 months or so, right? So he found out it was alive and going to bond with him and, eventually kill him, right? So, I want you to name every single comic that he wore the symbiote suit in. Now, I'll make it easy. I'll take away a bunch of it. You don't have to bother with Secret Wars. You don't have to list Amazing Spider-Man. You don't have to list Marvel Team Up. You don't have to list Spectacular Spider-Man. We all know that.
Yes, we all know that.
It's the other issues. And I can tell you, one of them was really tricky. But if you get them all right, you win the book. So that should be cool.
All right. So is there a time limit on this, or is it? Do we wait for the right one answer first, or how does it work?
First person to post the right answer wins it. And we'll give you a week, I suppose. And if no one wins it, we'll do a different contest. Oh, and we almost forgot. Stay to the end of the end credits. I'm going to show you a comic book that I've never seen in my life. And I don't know if anyone else has. I'm sorry somebody has, but it's something quite spectacular. I think it's worth sticking around for. All right, so you stayed for the end credits. Well, here's your reward. I've never seen this comic in my life. I've seen 3 other versions of it. It's a Newfoundland comic.
All right.
Probably the most famous Newfoundland comic of all time. It's Captain Atlantis. But I've never seen this version of it. I've seen the larger graphic novel version with this cover. And the other larger graphic novel version with that cover. I mean, it just pops out too. The colors are like so much nicer than the other 2 versions. And I've also seen the 1980 Herald black and white version.
Yes, because this was a cover for the Newfoundland Herald.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous cover. I mean, look, I haven't yet to touch this, folks. This is an absolutely gorgeous book.
Oh, it's in mint condition.
Absolutely mint condition.
But I've never seen that version in my life.
And I don't. Was this ever for sale? Because there's no price on it.
No. It says special collector's edition.
You know, and it has Jeff Sterling's name right there on the spine.
It's nothing you'll ever find a value for.
No, absolutely not.
You search eBay for any of those versions, and you'll never find it.
No, you'll never see it.
And I've never seen this in my life. So there you go, folks.
I'd like to make a little story now, because I remember when it first came out,
Yeah.
and I was working at the Escape Hatch back in, forever ago, and Jeff Sterling showed up with those issues, and he came in and talked to Doug Warren.
Yeah, that's the
Escape
1980 Herald edition.
Yeah, and he brought those in personally, so it has great memories for me, of course, but I've never seen this.
Yeah, my uncle gave it to me Christmas 1980.
Okay.
And it was same month that John Lennon died, so he was pretty down, right?
Yeah.
But I thought the comic was unusual for sure. But I read the whole thing.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
And this particular one, I've never seen this comic before in my life.
No, it was a gorgeous looking book. So there you go, folks. Well, maybe you've seen it before. I've never seen it.
No.
And I've been collecting comics a long time.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, well, thanks for staying for the end credits.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.